Good evening. Welcome to London News. Dr. Barry, Melbourne. We're heading across now to the UK, up in Scotland, to speak to John Smith. John's been extremely busy for quite a while, and it's great to see him come back on. Of course, we've got Anne. Now, we've got a few other members that are not possible due to the time differences to come on and have a chat with John. But just listen, John's got some very, very good information and a couple of cases that were solved by common law court, even in circumstances like lockdown and things are looking pretty bad. Anyway, without any further ado, let's head across on the Zoom meeting with John Smith and Anne and myself. Bye. London News on a very, very cool Melbourne evening here, and it's morning time in the UK, and we've got John, and of course we've got Anne. John, welcome back to Melbourne. And I know you've been extremely busy in London with all these court cases you've got, and you haven't got time to put your screen up because you're basically locked down there, so you're in a terrible state. What's actually happening over there, and give us the news.
Well, hello to everyone. It's nice to be back. Hopefully things are progressing well yourself. I'm looking forward to the hearing you have this Saturday, the court hearing. In the UK, things are easing off slightly. We're still in lockdown, but between Boris Johnson and Nicola Sturgeon in Scotland, they're trying to loosen the reins. But we're still under lockdown. The belief is over the next month they're going to obviously release or relax many of the issues that we're dealing with just now. I think we may find the feeling is we may have 2 or 3 good months over the sort of coming summer period, and then after that we'll probably go back into full lockdown again. The fact that they're doing this is it's here to stay unless it can be changed. But the politicians are basically says one day they'll tell you basically there was a rumour that we're having these COVID passports, and we were assured by the governments throughout the UK under no circumstances will this be happening. So they came out with the official statement in each of the countries in the UK, and then within 2 weeks they've now informed us that we're going ahead with these COVID passports. They're also testing the children who are now returning to school as well. So it's a nightmare just now, but more and more people are standing up now, and the Common Law Court is putting into place quite a few things over the next few months that will help with the situation. So, yeah, things are changing very slowly, but we're getting there.
Yeah, so basically this lockdown is obviously for the last year or so, it's made it very hard for you to have a public hearing. So we were in the same boat for a while. So now when you have to wait again until this lockdown comes in so you can have public court cases, otherwise it'll be up on the website.
Yeah.
So I looked there and it's been a while because you just can't do it.
No, it's just the things we've been finding it difficult just now. We have many people obviously trying to help out and help to move things forward, but it's been very difficult even communicating. It's ludicrous when you're going out. You can't see police anywhere in the country at all, and if you phone up for the police, they never come round. But as soon as you step out 2 or 3 people in the group, you're surrounded by about 20 police, and they just appear straight away. It's ludicrous what they're doing, and it's the same with some of these events they've had. People going up and speaking in parks and things like this, just to let everyone know what's going on. As soon as they appear there, the police are just pouncing on them. We've seen, there was a girl at the weekend I watched a video of, just a young girl in her mid-20s, and she was basically pounced on by about 20 police, and they formed a ring round her. All she was doing was walking in the park, and basically they passed a comment to her, she responded, and then they all pounced on her. How they never broke her arm was unbelievable, but she was screaming out at her. She was obviously in a lot of pain, and they held her down. It took about 4 or 5 officers to hold her down. There was nothing to her, and there was about 20 police officers all round her, formed a ring, and they basically got her up. They lifted her up as well in the position that the police were lifting her in. It was disgusting to look at. And had it been any other day of the week, you would have said that the officers concerned would have been done for sexual assault, the way they'd actually grabbed this female, and they took her away to a van as well. I don't know what the outcome was, but so the behaviour there in the video was certainly unacceptable. But the thing is, this is happening all over the country just now, not only here but abroad as well.
Yeah, the same thing's happening here. Look, there's the good police, there's bad police, and the younger ones just don't give a stuff. And I feel sorry for the middle rank cops because they're sick to death of it more than we are.
Yeah.
And if you've got any questions for John, we don't want to leave you out there on the limb down in that beautiful screen.
The beautiful screen. Yeah, no, I'm just looking forward to Saturday. I'm a bit nervous, I must say, but I don't really have much to say except for, yeah, I'll try to get the paperwork a little bit better next time, like in terms of the first thing. But yeah, I mean, we're just trying to, it's our first court case, so it's going to be a bit of trial and error, John.
Yeah, no, look, we've actually had many people using the courts in this country, and basically we've had, actually, believe it or not, there's loads of police as well as is coming in. Now, we had ex-police officers with 20 years plus service who are basically used to going in and out of courts all the time in the statutory system. They actually came to a common law court and could not believe how well run it was, and they actually said that it was actually far superior to the existing system.
Yeah.
He says it's actually relaxed. He says you'll find it's very difficult in the lead up to it because there's a lot to do. And he says because it's the first one in Australia, you'll find it difficult. But when you actually get into it, he says you will relax. He says just think. He says look. He says all you're doing is speaking to the public. The public are turn up. You're addressing a lawful wrong. You present the case there to the public, and that's it. He says it's relaxed. You take your time. You just go through the paperwork, make sure it's signed off. It's fine. It is enjoyable, and the people, I'm sure they'll enjoy it. The difficulty being, he says, what we find is they like the process, but when the jury deliberate, they want to make sure that they've done everything correctly. So they tend to take a little bit of time and overthink things when they're deliberating. But the thing is, it's a good thing because they're making sure they're doing their job correctly. But you will find that with the system you have in place, it's just a matter of going through it step by step, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You will enjoy it, and it will make a huge difference in relation to the country and how you're taking back justice. Because the state system just now has got nothing to do with justice. They're corporations; they're there for money, and that's it. It's not justice. By convening your own court just now, you're returning it to the people, and the people actually get to join in, and becomes real then. So, yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy it.
I'm
You
looking
will.
forward
You
to it.
will.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
about time. Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Well,
Yeah.
we've waited a long time to get this court off the ground because of lockdowns. We couldn't.
Yeah.
John, I've got the website address up there on the back, as you can see. How are you doing with correspondence and sending people back cards and stuff? Are you still obviously lockdown? It's really hard. Or have you got automatic response to some of the emails now? Can we tell people about, or can you tell people what's happening in that regard?
Well, literally just now, we're changing what we're doing just now. We're trying to get some stuff up on the site to assist with things to make it easier. We have some more helpers just now, which is helping. We are working through basically these outstanding orders. We have many issues with some of the orders because obviously they hadn't been completed correctly. Some is due to the volume we had, but we're not far from being actually finished with them all. We had been previously working with PayPal, but PayPal are not keen in processing our orders now because they require company information for the common law court to confirm our status, but we're not a company. And when we pointed out to PayPal we weren't a company, we're a non-profit organisation, they wanted more details on the common law court. So all we can do is give them the basic information about what we are doing. It was insufficient. And they says, well, we don't have enough to confirm your status, and therefore, unless we get more information from you, is we're going to have to withdraw your facilities. So we said, well, fine, that's fine, we'll go somewhere else. So we've done that just now, but basically all orders are being obviously processed just now and getting them off. We set up a new system a couple of months ago for payments. We're actually trying to break away from the existing banking system. Now, we're dealing with people just now who are at the forefront and the world just now, but we're actually setting up a new monetary system, which is going to be backed with gold. Now, this will be set up just now, literally in the next couple of weeks, so people can have their own bank accounts. The bank accounts, it's out with the banking system. The banks will have nothing to do with it. So basically, people can upload money and it can be changed automatically into any currency worldwide. So we're doing that, but what we are using just now, when the income comes in, it'll be backed with gold, so it's no longer fiat currency and it will have an actual value. But as I said, the system we have just now, which the guys have created, you can actually upload your fiat currency into the system. We obviously change it into gold, and then when you want it out, we actually change it back. He says, so basically you can then change it. Now it's based on the current exchange rates at the time, but this is at the same time, what you're going to get is you can cash it back into any currency you want. we're actually going to call this the CLC Sovereign. Instead of calling it a dollar, or a pound, or a euro, we've called it a sovereign, which is apt, given what we're doing. So it'll be the CLC Sovereign, and it will be backed by gold. But then when you actually have the value in your account, if you wish to use it for day-to-day shopping or for paying bills, you can then make the payment, but it will automatically convert it into any currency you want. So it's quite good, and this will happen in the next couple of weeks. We've set up CLC Healthcare. We've actually got Dolores Cahill helping quite a lot just now through the medical side, and we're setting up a regulatory body for the healthcare system out with the statutory system, because many doctors or healthcare professionals are getting stick for speaking up. Some are losing their jobs and licenses. So what we're doing is setting up a regulatory body to have them recorded under the common law with their qualifications. We'll get the declarations made on the site, and then they will fall under our system, which means they can then operate under common law. The healthcare system we have as well, which is we have a site clc.healthcare, but what we're doing is putting up natural products as well, so people can actually use them as well. Now, what we've done is the case I've highlighted in the past regarding David Noakes and Lynn Thayer, who came up with something called GC Math. We're actually supplying a GC Math supplement on the site, which is obviously having a huge effect just now in some of the people that used it. But because of these things that are going on, the final one we've got is the enforcement. We're tying up with guys just now in the UK who are army vets, and we're not speaking with hundreds, but we're literally speaking with thousands that want to sign up at the same time. So we're going to set up this within the UK to protect people under common law. Now, similar to the police as well, you've got many existing constables in the police force, officers, and it's the same with the army as well. This is, you have existing soldiers who have retired and left, so they're army vets. They're disgusted with what's currently going on, not only in the UK, but throughout the world, and they want to actually use what we're doing just now. There's many of them, obviously army, military, police as well. They're disgusted just now. They're really keen on what we're doing, and they're keen to sign up. So we've structured the training. It's literally about to go, and it's just in a matter of weeks. So we'd say 3 to 4 weeks, we can probably start with the first ones. But because we're working on the training just now, we've got about 20 army personnel and somebody from the police as well that are joined in with the training. So if we can get them clued up on the common law, so they're a bit more savvy in relation to the law, they already done the rest of the training through the police or the military. They have that, so with the background in the law, they will know basically how to operate. And we've got these 20 trainers learning just now, so they'll be able to set up training courses throughout the country here. Yeah. But we've also had interest from other countries who want to do, so we're trying to set this up here, and then we can expand it and move abroad as well. But as I said just now, in relation to that, the work that's going on, the orders are pretty much we're not far away from catching up with the orders. The ones that we can't process, if there's any issues there, because we're speaking to the people just to make sure we have everything we need. Any orders that we can't process, what we're going to do is just refund them, because obviously we're breaking away from PayPal and using this new system. So that should happen in the coming weeks. Okay.
Talking about veterans, John,
Yeah.
we had the same problem. Our veterans have been absolutely scandalized here by our federal corporation, which is the government.
Yeah.
We would like to put this message out now on your behalf and my behalf here in Australia. Some of these veterans, let's get together, because if we united, I mean, you are all off. You've all took a low office and oath to the crown, if you like. You have standing, and you've done your job for your country, and you've been crucified. Let's get together and take retribution by common law, and it's quite possible. So let's get together and do it. John, we've had a few people trying to set up common law courts over here. Have you heard about that? They've got a fictitious sign up there, and they're making some money. Have you got anything to say about that?
I'm going to post something in the near future, because I'm aware that obviously there are a few people dealing with issues, certainly in Australia. The one thing I would say just now is I'm aware obviously there's someone in particular called Mick Holt is obviously setting up something. Now, while obviously some of the information he has may be okay, I disagree with some of the information. I don't believe that this is done with intention of looking after the people, and it's certainly not supporting the people. But the one thing I would say just now is impossible for this guy to run and operate a system that he wishes to do so. Because when you operate a system with common law, the first thing that you have to remain is honourable. And therefore, it says, if you do not remain honourable, you do not stand, and you're not fit to stand under common law as a lawful man. Now, this individual has obviously taken copyrighted material for the common law court, which is the people's property. He's taken that and he's using it without consent. Now, we did actually contact him on a couple of occasions to point out, look, if you want to do something, you're entitled to do whatever you want. You're not entitled to use the logo. He says, because it's copyrighted. He says, without the consent of the people, you're not allowed to use it. We've requested that you removed it, and he refused to do so. In fact, he was quite abrupt, because he come back and says, look, he says, we can use it if we want. He says, you're not stopping us. And he just carried on. So his time will come, because we'll do a full show in relation to what he's doing, to explain what he's doing. But the point is, anything that he's actually doing is unlawful, because it's based on fraud as well. He says he's taken materials, not only the logo from the site, he's taken some of the materials, the wording from a site as well, and he's using that without permission and consent. So anyone that would behave like that is committing fraud, he's unlawful, he says he's not honourable, and therefore if he's involved in anything at all, it's a waste of time. It will never stand up, and it will never be obviously valid, simply because of his behaviour. So I would say just now, if the people want to get involved, be very, very careful about what you're doing, because if you were to get involved in such a setup, it's not going to carry any weight. And when the time comes to take on the authorities, they can crucify him for one reason alone. He's committing fraud to set up his system, and the fraud's easy to do because he has no use, or he has no permission to use the logo. Therefore, he's committed fraud, and the state can attack him immediately and say, well, this is fraudulent, and shut him down. So anything they do will not work. And it's the people that are standing with him just now should be asking questions. Why do we need this logo? If you want to set up your own system, do that. Get your own logo. He said, but the fact he's refusing to do that confirms that he is a criminal. So we'll cover this a bit later on anyway, maybe in a little bit more detail. But the point is, we've actually set up something just now with the common law court. And we've obviously got people working throughout the world as well, helping out. It is developing, but the state have had centuries, I'm speaking of hundreds of years, to set up their system. We've been going 3.5 years, but obviously we now have the last count. I think we have 161 countries involved now. So basically, it says they're adding all the time when people are joining. So the system is being set up. We will work. It says the people have been patient with us just now. It says it's taken a long time to set this up, and it says it's a huge task. However, it says we're getting things right. A couple of things I would like to point out to the viewers just now. We had a couple of cases recently. We had, for the first time ever, we had a case in the UK whereby 5 siblings were removed from their parents. The children were aged between 4 and 15-year-old. They never went to school. They were homeschooled. They were brought up on a sort of farm. They had a brilliant upbringing, well-mannered, polite children. They were educated. Everything was fine. There was a bit of a dispute one day, and the police had actually came in. It was to do with the neighbours, and it was an argument over a dirt track. The police had come involved. They said, but when they came in, they saw the children. They'd obviously notified the social services that the children were there, which we had no record of them. So the social services decided to turn up, and they wanted to try and get access to the children, and they wanted to remove the children. The father was quite good, because he said, well, no, you can't. So he basically showed them the children, says they're okay, but the youngest 2 didn't even have a birth certificate in their system. So eventually they went away. Now, it was okay for a couple of months, but basically what had happened is, I think there was a dispute again with the neighbours, and the police were called out. But this time when they were called out, they actually came with the social workers. So when they came out, the police slapped on handcuffs to this guy, the father, removed him, and immediately the social services went in and took 5 children, one of which was disabled. So they took the children away, and that was it. The mother didn't know what to do, panicked. They took this guy in and held him unlawfully. Now, they actually held, believe it or not, the father for just over 7 months, and they took the children away for 7 months. Now, they wanted the father out of the way because he was causing a problem, but basically what had happened is they've released him. He's now released. He says, so they only kept him while they had the children. But after having the children, this is what we've done, is we was approached by the parents, and I spoke to them obviously through the wife. So basically we set up a process through the common law court to get the children back. We submitted paperwork just now to confirm our position, and we told them basically what we wanted. They didn't like it. They tried to play dumb and wouldn't speak to us. And basically I put in paperwork into their own court system to challenge them. And literally we found out, it was about 5-6 weeks ago, all the children have now been returned after 7 months because they can't deal with it. Now, this system is all based on common law and what we've done. And the point is they cannot defeat this. So for the first time ever, we've actually managed to get children back from the social services. Now, this is applicable throughout the world by using this. So that was a good one. And the second one, a very, very short one. We've been dealing with someone who operates under common law, a business. It had 3 or 4 locations throughout the world, bases. He supplies obviously products. Now, what had happened is he was over in Croatia. He was in Croatia, and basically what he wanted to do is set up a base there, because he had some people that worked for him over there. So he set up a base, but he had to form a company in the country. So he then went to the bank and set up, he wanted a bank account. So he spoke to the bank manager, and then when they got all the paperwork done, the bank manager says, fine, can I have your passport for ID? He'd actually left his passport back at the hotel, he forgot about it. He panicked then and thought, Christ, no, what will I do? Hold on a minute, I have my CLC card. So he took out his CLC card and says, yes, I've got my card here for ID. The bank manager says, oh, that's fine, thank you. They took it, had a look at it, gave it to his colleague, they went away and photocopied it, came back and says, thank you very much, we've taken our copy, here's your card back, we've now opened up your business account. So based on only a common law court card, they've actually opened up a business account for his company to trade. So it's confirming yet again that the information we have is acceptable, the documents we have, the cards we have. In fact, even there's 5 police forces in the UK have already accepted all these documents as proof of ID as well. So everything here is working, and it's only because we operate lawfully that the state can't attack us. So we've gone back to Mike's story, basically Mike Holt, when we get back to this, what's happening is he's operating just now, but before he even gets started, he's committing fraud through the use of the logo. So therefore, the fact he's committing fraud, he says he can be wiped out of the way very easily, and anything he does will fall at the first hurdle. So as I says, the people just now, if they wish to get involved in something, think very carefully about what you're doing. There is little and no point in using something under this system because they're committing fraud to commence with. So the decisions will never stand.
It's sad, really, if people are impatient. I mean, it's a long process to get even to the first court case. And if you do it properly, you got no problem. You can't mix constitution, you can't mix fictional system in with common law. It's common to everybody. It's a very basic thing. And you've had some great success there, John. I mean, that anybody watching this now, just hang in there, because it's the common law, the common people's law. It's the only way to fight back against this tyranny, which is overrunning the world. And even if Donald Trump doesn't come back at the end on the 4th or the 5th here, well, at least we can challenge these people, the CEOs of these organizations, one at a time in their private capacity, nice and steady, and make the record. Look, our court cases will have to be, it just has to be 100% correct. There's no room for errors, and it's just got to be simple and simplistic and record everything. And we've took a long time to work up there. Anne's got the paperwork over there this morning. I think, Anne, I sent you some paperwork today for the oath that has to be taken.
I saw it, and I've got to fiddle with it.
Okay.
I have to fiddle with it.
I write it and Anne fixes it.
I have to fiddle with it.
I think just now the main thing about Saturday, just now with your hearing just now, is look, the people are going to enjoy it. They're going to like it, because it's the first time that the people have actually been able to convene a people's court. It's done correctly, it's done lawfully. The existing system operates for profit, but when the people actually turn up at the weekend and see how it goes, it's returning justice to the people. And if you get the first one out of the way, it says when you get the process, you know how it works, you expand on that, convene additional courts later on, and it says more and more people will find out about it. With the work that's currently going on, even with what we're doing just now, it's supporting people throughout the UK and obviously worldwide. but the foundation's there, and you've got an ideal opportunity just now, and the people will enjoy it. So have a great day on Saturday, and look forward to it, as I'm sure you will. Okay.
But it's like anything, John, practice makes perfect. So, you know, this is the first one, and then then once you've done it a few times, it's like nothing. Yeah.
No, it is. It's look, it says you don't have to worry about it. It's not as if I was going to say going to their place or business. You don't have to worry about this. This is basically just a day, and this is you're going and you're dealing with an issue just now, which is unlawful. The people are being targeted. You're going to address it, and you're going in with men and women. This is living men and women to discuss a wrongdoing and to discuss a resolution. You've got a system there, providing you follow the procedure, go through the motions, you will have your lawful verdict, and that's it. And then we look at the enforcement after that. But look, they will enjoy it. This is emotion. It's a pity I wasn't over there as well. I'd like to be there myself. But look, he says you will enjoy it just now, and I think it's just a start of a new way forward.
Well, I think Anne and I will definitely be coming over to your neck of the wood when we can travel again in the summer, obviously. Listen, I think what, John, well, thank you for coming on. We've tied up a lot of time there, and I'd like to thank you. And you can say hi to everybody in Australia. Thanks for coming back on again, John. It's been fantastic for you, or having you back on. We'll put this up to tonight or tomorrow, and then everybody around the world will have a look at it. And the addresses, all the addresses on the back of this. Anyway, John, thanks for coming on, and thanks, Anne.
Thanks, John.
Well, thank you, and again, look forward to this.
Well, that was an interesting chat with John. He will be back again soon, and we hope to bring in Pennsylvania the next time we get back on. So looking forward to seeing you all again. Please subscribe and keep up with this channel. If you have, and I'm sure you have, plenty of cases of your own that you've been wrong has been done to you by so-called authorities, and if you have a case, we will be able to help you out, especially here in Victoria, later on, a little bit further around the track. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now.